Good morning, students. Welcome back to online studies. Yesterday we started reading the chapter Unit 5, Section C, What Katy Did. The unit is based on healthy lifestyle and healthy living. So we have already done the poem in this section. Being healthy, we started this. And we have already done the poem and the chapter, Report on Cleanliness. And in the previous video, we started doing the chapter. We started reading the chapter, What Katy Did. So in this chapter, we read about Katy, that she has met with an accident, a serious accident. And now she is lying on her bed. And her father has told her that she will become fine, but it will take some time. So that's why she is under deep depression. She is having all the negative thoughts throughout the day. She has stopped reading. She has stopped taking interest in anything. She doesn't talk to anyone. She doesn't meet anyone. She's not helpful. She's not she's not thankful, and she's not observing people, those who are doing so much for her. And all these changes when her cousin Helen comes and visit her. So Helen tries to make her understand and the importance of positivity in life, and she makes her understand to change her point of view. So we have already read till this point. A good deal, shall I tell you, Katy? What it seems to me that I should say to myself if I were in your place. Now here, Helen is telling to Katy that what she would have felt or she would have said to herself if she had been in place of Katy. Yes, please, replied Katy. Wonderingly. Wondering means thinkingly. Now the questions which Helen has asked Katy, that has ignited a fire in her. She has been intrigued by Helen. She has become inquisitive that what is Helen going to tell her. I should say this. Now, Katy Carr, you wanted to go to school and learn to be wise and useful. Here is a chance for you. But what is the school? Asked Katy. I do not know what you mean. It is called the School of Pain, replied Cousin Helen, with her sweetest smile. And the place where the lessons are to be learned is the room of yours. The rules of the schools are pretty hard, but the good scholars who keep them best find out after a while how right and kind they are. And the lessons aren't easy either, but more you study, the more interesting they become. Now Helen says that it is called the School of Pain. That means your pain is your biggest school. From pain you can learn so many things. Whenever you are in problem, whenever you are in suffering, that suffering teaches you so many qualities, so many things in life. It gives you so many lessons of life. But the only thing is that you need to be ready yourself to learn those things. You need to prepare yourself. And she tells Katy that this room of yours is your classroom. And the rules are pretty hard. They are quite hard. But good scholars means students, those who keep on treating pain in the positive way, they learn after a while that they have become the best. They have learned a lot and they are shining. They are they have come out of pain in a very positive manner. What are the lessons? Asked Katy, getting interested and beginning to feel as if Cousin Helen were telling her a story. Now she is becoming interested in what Helen is going to tell her. Well, there is the lesson of patience. That's one of the hardest studies. You can't learn much of it at a time, but every bit you get by heart makes the next bit easier. And there is the lesson of cheerfulness and the lesson of making the best of things. The three lessons which Helen tells that Katy should learn in the school of pain, the first lesson is patience. That pain gives us the lesson of patience. We need to be patient with things. We need to be patient with the situation. Whenever you are in a suffering, you are passing through a phase of pain and problems, the best weapon you have, best lesson you can learn is patience. Only with patience you can pass that time. If you lose patience, you are never going to pass that time. That time becomes even more difficult to pass. So, it's the hardest lesson which you can learn. But when you learn it, the next thing become easier. Next lesson is of cheerfulness, that you remain happy and cheerful. You don't remain gloomy, sad and hopeless. You need to be happy and cheerful. You meet people cheerfully. You greet them well, greet them nicely, talk to them nicely. And the lesson of making the best of things, best of situations. कि whatever situation you are in, जो चीजें आपके पास हैं, you utilize them in the best possible way. If you can't change situation, change yourself according to the situation. That's the best lesson which pain can give you, which you can only learn during pain. Sometimes there isn't anything to make the best of, remarked Katy dolefully. Are there any other studies in the school, Cousin Helen? Still, Katy is still very depressing, very hopeless and very gloomy, and she has negative thoughts. So that's why she says that sometimes you don't have, your situations are out of control and you can't make the best out of those things. There aren't anything out of which you can make, you can use in the best possible way. Dolefully means sorrowful manner. And then she asked that, are there any other studies also? Yes, there is a lesson of hopefulness. That class has ever so many teachers. The sun is one. He sits outside the window all day waiting for a chance to slip in and get at his pupil. He is a first-rate teacher too. I wouldn't shut him out if I were you. And now next lesson, Helen tells that it's the lesson of hopefulness, positivity. Be optimistic. And sun is the best teacher. Sun always brings hope, optimism in life. And if I were you, I would not shut sun out of my room. I would open those windows and let the sun rays fill in my room and come into my room and fill myself and my room with light and positivity and hopefulness. So here you see, students, that Helen is not preaching Katy. Helen is not directly attacking Katy that you should do this, you should do that, this is not good, this is not bad, this is so bad, why do you do this, why don't you do that? No, her approach is completely different. She is telling those things to Katy, and she is telling in such a manner that will put impact on her mind. That will make Katy think about those things twice. And Helen is telling in such a way that if Helen had been on Katy's place, what would Helen had done? So she's putting herself in Katy's place. So that's why Katy is getting more interested in listening to what Helen has to say. Then, every morning, the first thing when I woke up, I would say to myself, I am going to get well. So, Papa's thanks. Perhaps it may be tomorrow. So, in case this should be the last day of my sickness, let me spend it beautifully and make my sick room so pleasant that everybody will like to remember it. And next thing, what Helen tells, that keep telling this thing to yourself that you will be getting better someday soon. Papa says so. And every day you will feel the change in yourself. And keep your room so light and so bright that everybody should love to come to your room, and they should remember that during your sickness days, during your illness days, you did not lose hope. You did not let gloominess enter into your room or your heart. Then there is one more lesson, Katy, the lesson of neatness. Because we know that Helen was wearing a clean robe, a clean gown, but she looked very untidy, shabby, and her hair, although the hair was combed twice, but because she moved her hands in those hairs so agitatingly, so aggressively, that they looked very unkempt. So that does not present a good picture to the other person. So now Helen says the another important lesson is of neatness. School rooms must be kept in order, A sick person ought to be as fresh and dainty as a rose. Dainty means delicate as a rose. So it is a simile here which is used. As fresh and dainty as a rose. So here, next lesson which Helen says to Katy, that is of neatness, that the room should always be neat. Cousin Helen went on. She kept on talking. Then, after the room is made pleasant, I would have all my lesson books fetched up. Fetched up means brought in my room. If I were you, I would study a couple of hours every morning. Oh, cried Katy, making a wry face at the idea. Wry means neither happy nor sad. See, she didn't like the idea of studying. Cousin Helen smiled. I know, said she. It sounds like dull work, learning geography and doing sums up here all by yourself. But I think if you make the effort, you will be glad by and by. By and by means slowly, gradually you will be glad of yourself. When you start doing maths and you start reading geography, start reading books yourself, you will start enjoying them. You won't lose so much ground. Ground means the basics. You will not forget your basics, your fundamentals of all the subjects. You see, won't slip back quite so far in your education. That you won't slip back. You will not fall behind in your class. Katy, you were saying just now that one of the things you were sorry about was that while you were ill, you could be of no use to the children. Do you know, I don't think you have that reason for being sorry. Now, earlier, Katy had told Helen that she wanted to teach children, but because of her illness, because of the accident, she can't move from her bed and she can't teach children, and so that's why that makes her so much sad. So now Helen tells her that I don't think so that that would be a reason for you to feel sorry for yourself, because you can teach children now. Why not? Said Katy, astonished. Astonished means surprised. Because you can be of use, because you can teach children lying on your bed. It seems to me you have more of a chance with the children now than you ever could have had when you were well and flying about as you used to. Flying about means running behind those children as you used to do before the accident. Now you have even more better chances of teaching children. You might do almost anything you liked with them. Now you can do whatever you wish to do with them. Earlier, when you were all right, when you were healthy, when you were walking on your legs, you were running behind the children. But now you can make them run for you, and you can make them do whatever you like them to do. I can't think what you mean, Katy said Katy sadly. Why, Cousin Helen, half the time I don't even know where they are or what they are doing. And I can't get up and go after them, So now that's a logical thing, she says here, that Katy, since she's lying on the bed, she met with an accident, her legs are not healthy, her legs are under treatment, so that's why she can't move from her bed and she cannot run behind children. And she doesn't know where are the children and what are they doing. But you can make your room such a delightful place that they will want to come to you. Now Helen gives her an idea here, that make yourself and make your room so delightful and so happy, such an attractive place that they love to come here. They are forced to come here in your room and study with you. Don't you see? A sick person has one splendid chance. She is always on hand. Now Helen says that you have a wonderful chance here. Splendid means wonderful. You have a very wonderful chance here. That being sick, don't think it as your disadvantage. Turn it into your advantage, because now those people can come to you anytime. They do not have to run behind you. Now they can find you anytime here because you are just lying on your bed. On hand. On hand means easily available. Easily approachable. Every person who wants her knows just where to go. If people love her, she gets naturally to be the heart of the house. Now you can meet people. People can come to you. Now people should come to you if you make yourself delightful and happy. If you make those changes in yourself, in your personality, in your behavior, in your outlook, in your thinking, then definitely people will pursue you, people will come to you, people will wish to visit you always. You will live in their heart forever. But the only thing is, you need to change yourself, you need to change the way you look at things. Once, make the little ones means little kids, feel that your room is the place of all the others to come to when they are tired or happy or grieved or sorry about anything, and that the Katy who lives there is sure to give them a loving reception, and the battle is won. Battle is won means you have become successful in your attempt. The only thing is that all the little children, you need to make them believe. You need to make them have this belief in their heart that whenever they have any problem, whether they are sad, they are happy, they are grieved, or they are facing any kind of problem, they can come to you anytime and they will get a warm reception from Katy, and then you will witness that you have won the battle. For we never do people good by lecturing, only by living their lives with them and helping a little here and a little there to make them better. So Helen says that lecturing is not good. We cannot make people happy or make them feel better by lecturing them, by giving them moral lessons, by sermoning them. Rather, if we can live their life, if we can feel their pain or help them little bit here, little bit there, that will make a great difference in their lives. That will make them feel even better. And when one's own life is laid aside means that one upside down, when your life is not moving on the normal track. Like if you have any problem, if you are facing any problem, you are having any difficulty in life, when you are faced with difficulties in life for a while, because difficulties come only for a little while, as yours is now, just as Katy's is facing now. That is the very time to take up other people's life, as we can't do when we are scurrying. Scurrying means moving quickly in our daily lives. Whenever we are healthy, whenever we are the time in when we are healthy and we are busy in our lives, we can't help people. We can't help people the way we should be doing. So it's only the time when we are sick, when we are passing from a problem, then only we can understand other person's problems. And bustling over with our own affairs. Bustling over means we are busy with our own affairs. We don't have time to intervene, or we don't have time to indulge with other people's problem. It's only when you face with the problem, when you yourself come face to face with difficulties, only then you understand other person's problems and difficulties. So it's the time when you are in problem, that is only the time when you can help others. But I didn't mean to preach a sermon. So Helen says that I do not wish to give you a moral lesson. I am afraid you are tired. And now I believe that you are tired. No, I'm not a bit, said Katy, holding cousin Helen's hand tight in hers. You can't think how much better I feel. Oh, cousin, I'll try. Now the lecture, the ideas which Helen has put in her mind, they have started showing their positive effect on Katy, and now she is saying that I will try to change myself. I'll try to change my outlook towards people and towards my life. So that's all in this chapter, children. I hope you have understood the reading and the explanation of the chapter. In the next video, we will discuss the question answers. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.